welcome to Nerd Studio. I want to take some time and do a part 2 on my Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. My wife was kind enough to come down and shoot some video for us, so I thought I'd just do a voiceover and talk a little bit more about the gun. So far I've got about 700 rounds through it. I've seen 3 failures of any kind through that 700 rounds. Most of it is all target ammo. I've shot a few rounds of my carry ammo, and it feeds that flawlessly for as much as I've shot it. I've been trying to really practice, trigger control and taking my time and really understanding where the trigger breaks. And I think I'm starting to get there. My accuracy is increasing the more I shoot it. The trigger is really good on this gun, so that helps. And surprisingly, it's a lot of fun to shoot for a small pistol. So, it's not a burden to take out to the range and shoot it. So let's talk a little bit about the grip.
So I've been having to work on my grip with the pistol. It's taking some adjustment. You can see when comparing it to my other carry gun, the Ruger SR40C, how much thinner the grip is on this pistol. If you look at the magazine, you can see it does bulge out. It's not a single stack. I think they call it staggered, so the bullets will be kind of here and here, and it gives you an extra round or two because it staggers like that. So it's not exactly a single stack, but it gives you pretty much a grip surface that feels like a single stack gun. But it's different. I'm having to kind of work on my grip with it. Where if you look at the magazine for the SR40C, this is a double stack, so you'll get bullets essentially side by side. So you get, I think it's this one's a 15 round magazine. So, but it feels much more full in the hand. The Ruger does. So anyway, I'm having to work on the grip.
So it bears repeating, I am not a professional shooter. So you can see here I'm having trouble with my trigger control in this shot, and my grip is, I've got the death grip on the gun for some reason shooting here. So obviously I've got a ways to go and lots more practice to do. And this is the Ruger SR40C, just to show in contrast. This gun really fits my little doll hands well, and you can see how my grip is different, I think, on this gun, although it does look like every shot I'm sort of having to readjust my offhand, so that's kind of interesting to look at. Anyway, just something to compare to the other gun with.
Okay, a couple other things I wanted to talk about to finish up here was just, some of the usability things about the gun. So you can see it's clear, and no rounds here. Ooh, hey. Oh. Anyway, so these are snap caps, dummy rounds, not real bullets. I am a fan of the speed loader. These things work terrifically. This is, the Uplula. It is a little awkward with this kind of magazine, but I've been able to make it work. Show that loading this guy. It's a little awkward, but it gets it done. Okay, so there's some dummy rounds in there. When I first got the gun, it was pretty stiff. It's starting to loosen up pretty well. I did just order some 124 grain target ammo from Freedom Munitions. This is the Freedom Munitions ammunition that I've been using, and actually I'm now using it as my carry ammo. It's this is 124 grain 9mm jacketed hollow point. This is remanufactured ammo, but I tell you, I've shot 200-300 rounds of it, and solid stuff. I've seen, I think I got this, the jacketed hollow points, it's something like 28 cents a round and bought 500 rounds of it. I just ordered another 500 rounds of their round nose for Target. Anyway, I'm not a shill for Freedom Munitions. I don't know anyone there. They're not giving me any kickbacks, but I just did want to point it out. One of the things they have is they have a brass exchange program, so you can collect your brass and send your brass to them, and they will give you market price for brass against ammunition purchases. So if you're not into reloading, but you want you know, something to do with your brass that is constructive and pays you back a little, these guys are a good way to go. Last round hold open. The slide is, you know, I don't have the strongest hands in the world. The slide is fairly easy to operate for a small gun. Sometimes these little guns are kind of, you know, if you're not, for people who don't work with their hands all the time, you know, I type for a living, and this is a fact of life. You know, I'm not out swinging a hammer, and just to be quite honest, sometimes, you know, the slides on these guns take me a while to get them broken in, and you know, during that break-in time, it can be really hard to operate. This one not so bad. Here's one odd thing: if you have the last round hold open, you've got nothing in the gun. I've noticed you can't simply let the slide go home, so you have to make sure you can see this. Back it out, pull the slide release down, and slide it forward. I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know if it's by design. If there's a you know, they're just trying to save you wear and tear on your slide or whatever. But anyway, one little quirk thing to notice there. So let's talk real quick about some things I've noticed with my holster. So this is the Fox holster, and I've said it before, I think, on one of these videos. I'll say it again. These are a really inexpensive option to the crossbreed, and I think they work just as well. I've got one of these for my FNX9, and have worn it quite a bit, and this is starting to break in real nice. I have noticed, oddly enough, that carrying this gun helps if you don't jam it in the wrong end of the holster, huh? I do feel it rub a little more than my other pistols. So I went ahead and lowered the pistol down. You know, these are adjustable, and lowered it down inside my belt line. And now I'm not going to subject you to the Nerd Gone South muffin top by showing you this on my hip. So I'll whip out my pants. I am still wearing pants. I don't film bottomless. Anyway, so let's see if I can show you this in this way. So I tend to holster right about here for anatomical reasons. This may not be where you wear yours, but this is where I wear mine. Now, I'm a big guy. I don't know if you know this if you're a thin person, but for big people, your pants don't ride around where you would truly consider your waistline. They tend to make these things and right above your muffin top, so you got to kind of hang them on your hips. So that means it's wearing a gun, and you got to kind of adjust for that. It's a fact of life. I don't know if that's useful to many people, but you can see how low then the pistol rides. And what that did was it really kept this from jabbing me in the side when I'm sitting in the car, and it seems to help. Now, I'm going to have to play with this a little bit. I might actually try it up higher, because reholstering is a pain to get. You can see down how far deep the holster is. So just trial and error, really figuring out how this holster and this gun work together. So anyway, there's kind of the nitty-gritty of wearing this gun around, at least for round people. Okay. Well, I think I'll probably make one more video about this gun as soon as I get probably another 500 or so rounds through it. I took it through my deep cleaning process. You can see there's another video, and I'll put a link to it there, about how I use an ultrasonic gun cleaner. And I have ran it through the ultrasonic once already. I try and do that about every 500 rounds with my guns, and in between, particularly with a carry gun, I clean it every time I shoot it because I carry it. And in between those 500 rounds, I'll use Q-tips and the regular gun cleaning method that you would typically see. Big fan of frog lube, or becoming a big fan. It's easy to clean. Smith & Wesson's it's a high quality product, so no big surprises there. Okay, so we'll see you in about another 500 rounds on this gun, and hope everyone had a great Christmas and a Happy New Year.